Let's write some code. Okay, why is this broken? Sick, because I haven't started the dev server. Let's close you up. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. npm run dev. Cool. Fun errors to deal with. Love it. Love it. Let's do one smaller. All right. Issue with this guy. Right? No. All right. Issue with this guy. All right, issue with that guy. Mismatch. This is one of the most painful things about working with Solid.js. Oh shoot, phone call. Hello? Hey, what's going on? Oh no, I was kind of ready for this. You did. All right, I'm gonna let you go, man. All right, later. All right, sorry for the interruption. That was my friend. He says hi. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. Get signed action URL. I think, what's the problem here? Let's try getting rid of this, and that ought to fix the issue. No, it does not. Because, gosh darn it, Solid.js is weird. Is it because I have an effect? Is it because I have an effect? No. What's going on here? Okay, get signed action, post action, get signed URL. This was working earlier. It's kind of frustrating that it's not. Okay, maybe clear errors and retry. Clear errors and retry. Cool. Cool. Kind of annoying. Killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Had this working too. Okay. Is it you? No, it's not. Damn. Is it you? Yes, it is. It is you, and you have something wrong with you. Let's try this. Okay, it's not you. Move that to outer scope. Yeah, okay. What is going on? Is it the fact that there's multiple forms in here? No, it's not. So it has something to do. Has something to do with this guy. No, it does not. Gosh darn, this is hard to figure out. And Solid doesn't tell me anything. Unrecoverable hydration mismatch. Solid.js data loading. Let's see here. Unrecoverable hydration mismatch. Default export is the only issue. Accessor. This example code is not working. Page to be export default, even when fixed, still doesn't work locally. Accessor is not used. Okay. What if I do something like this? It's gonna say post sign action you post sign whatever URL. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me, Smalls. All right, so this is a weird thing. Something about this form. Solid. Nope. In fact, it doesn't have anything to do with that form. What the fuck is going on? This is... Such terrible developer experience. Alright, literally just the title. Cool. Let's throw a form in there. Alright, we got a form in there. Great. How about these forms? No, not gonna like that. Hydration mismatch. Okay, fine. We're gonna throw the form in there. I'm gonna throw an input in there. Okay, the issue seems to be with this input. Or maybe son of a gun. Is it gonna be this stupid thing where I gotta do form something like this? Nope, 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 nope. Something like this. Page not found. Okay, no. Still no. Still no. Still something with the Gersh Dern. Ha 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 ha. Gerstern, that. Okay, that's one of the problems. So, using form might be an issue with form. And I think that's going to be an issue with props children. So what if I do... All right. So let's get this sorted out. We got you. We got you. Let's actually undo a whole bunch of this mess that I've been fussing with. Okay. That. Now, all these suckers. Blam, gone. Form, button, click. You're gonna complain. Cool. That's what I want for testing. So let's figure out why this only works with a function. Can I do this? Props children is not a function. Okay, let's try this. Children is not defined. Let's try that. That doesn't like it. Okay. All right. How about this? Let children try. Try children equals props children state else children equals props children. Nope, not try. Catch. Still gonna throw an error. Okay, how about if type of props children triple equals function else nope. Quick fix. Disable that. Shit, man. Man, I feel like this was working at some point. All right, let me check something. Let's try this. CSS, sure. Okay, let's try you. Man, that hydration mismatch story is a pain in the butt. Route outlet. Okay, interesting. Interesting bug. Let's see. Route outlet is not a function. So I get for upgrading. All right, let's try page that was working. Cool. Route outlet is not a function. Sick. Sick. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Search the web, route outlet. It's not a function. In Solid.js, cool. After it found an issue, Solid App Router being not deprecated in favor of Solid Router. Okay. Solid Router. Maybe that, maybe just restarting here. Because otherwise we'd just go back. Okay, cool. Annoying bug, but alright. Okay, let's go back here. Let's go transcribe a file. Cool. Let's go here. Let's uncomment that. We're gonna get the same error that we had. To be expected. Hydration mismatch. Okay, let's undo everything that we had going on here because that didn't seem to help. So I swear to God this worked at one point. That's alright though, you know what? I think we can move on. Yeah. All that requires is adding a little bit of magic to each form. Boom, you already got it. And I need you right there. And with that, cool. We got it. Sick. Alright, and you're complaining because you mean to call this expression? Yes, I did. That's okay. Alright, so we request a signed URL. This is going to get us a signed URL. I probably shouldn't, I don't know if I should be showing that stuff off. Probably shouldn't be. Let's not show that signed URL. But that signed URL should now be the dude. This form is going to get the signed URL. This form is going to submit to that signed URL. And then post signed URL action. That shouldn't be an action. That should just be. Alright, this is gonna go down here. Request signed URL. That's gonna update the signed URL, and this is going to on submit on upload. Okay, cool. So this is going to want to submit a file to that signed URL. That's going to submit here. Close that off. Request signed URL. That's going to update it here. Once we have it, then we can show this image. And then we need to upload it when it's ready. Oops. Okay. I'm gonna do action. Yeah, let's try actually uploading this. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna have alright, disable this form.invalid, that's fine. Right, on resolve is what it does. On submit. No, I think we can just leave it. That should submit it just fine. So let's see what happens here. Actually, on resolve, yeah, on resolve, let's do a function. On request signed URL, on submitted, no, on uploaded, whatever, on upload. Sure, we got it there, why not? And that's going to console log the event, that's fine. Why is this complaining? Move function, yeah, no. Okay, so technically what happens is we request a signed URL. When that completes, this form should have, yep, the updated thing. And then we need a file, we need a type of file, input name file, type is going to be file. This is going to be required. So, cool, request a signed URL. Puts it in there, comes here, signed URL, let's do a video, I don't know, what's a small one, 4 gigabytes? I don't think so, 149 megs, 32 minutes, that seems like a lot, gigabytes, megabytes, 53 megabytes. Here we go, 1.65 megabytes, cool. Let's check, network tab, submit that. That submits here, and that's gonna give me some sort of preview headers, 403 forbidden. That's because I can't send a post request. That's because I have to send a put request. Shoot. All right, so let's go AWS S3. No, just S3 signed. I think it might have been this one. Okay. Let's see. Signed. Pre-signed using signed URLs. Pre-signed using pre-signed URLs. This might be it. This is not it. All results. All right, then we do function. Here we go. HTTP request. That might be it. All right, so let's try this one. On upload, it's going to be on resolve. This is going to be on submit. Then we're going to say event.prevent default, and then we're going to say const form equals event.target. Const day form data is going to be new form data with that form, and then we're going to say fetch. We're going to say form dot action. All right, come on, give me some love here. At type submit event handler. All right, fine. At param is a submit event okay, cool. And then you need to be at type HTML form element. Cool. We know what this is. No, we don't. There we go. Now we know what this is. HTML form element. Great. Okay, so we pass the form action, and then we pass some methods here, and we say this ain't going to work. Progressive enhancement. My ideas. So this isn't going to work, so might as well do it all with just JavaScript then. The reason this isn't going to work with progressive enhancement is because the method has to be put here. So as soon as we step into that territory, we might as well not worry about progressive enhancement. So we're going to say get signed URL. Okay, we're going to do this. On submit is going to be here. It's going to be on upload. The method is not going to matter here. Actually, probably is better to leave it at post as a default. Cool. So this image comes up here. This form gets lost. This form also probably doesn't matter. So I need a file that has a transcript. So we're going to say on upload, we do this. And then we don't need to create a server action. We just need to create a server function. All right, SolidStart, please. Where is server? Declare function that only runs on the server. Okay, so as soon component log hello and then log hello. Okay. Cool. So let's do this. Instead of create server action, it's going to just be server. My server function, right? And what this is going to do is grab a signed URL. Okay, this is no longer going to be that. This is going to be get signed URL. And this is complaining. Okay, request signed URL. Here's my server function. This is no longer a route action. This is request signed URL. And then on request signed URL, we're not going to worry about that. Dang, so what does this need to do? This needs to request a signed URL, get it back, and then send the upload request. So let's get the signed URL first. Let's take this guy down. Let's take this guy down. Let's take this guy down. And let's just do on upload. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to prevent the default behavior. First of all, this is going to be an asynchronous function. And then we don't need to wait for this stuff. Actually, the form and the form data, I'll go ahead and keep. And then we're going to say const, I don't know, d equals await server function. With the form data? Sure, and then console log d. All right, let's see what happens here. Big ol' error. Nope, not found. Cool, it's just not found. Awesome, what's going on here? Unexpected from. Yep, sure enough. And then we're gonna get a route mismatch. Sick. Love it. Get signed URL action is not defined. Okay. Right, form action. I'm not gonna worry about that. Gonna leave it like that. Cool. So next thing is next. Yeah, submit signed URL. That's fine. We're gonna pick a file. We're gonna pick this guy. We're gonna request a signed URL. That's gonna call the server function, which is a post method, which makes sense, and then comes back and we get the information. Cool. We do get the signed URL. Okay, so that's what this is. D gives us information about what that is, which is awesome. Const signed URL. Once we have the signed URL, and I don't think we actually need the server function. So request signed URL. I'm gonna call this get signed URL. Which is already defined. Okay, fine. All right. And this server function is actually going to be called I mean, I think I can probably just do this, right? Assign URL to a server which takes form data, returns a promise, assigned URL. I don't love that. Yeah, I don't love that. But what we can do is say const get signed URL equals server get signed URL. All right. Okay, now that we have getting signed URL, we can take that signed URL and we can perform a fetch request, submitting to the signed URL the actual form data. Body is going to be the form data. So then we can say const response is going to equal wait, fetch that dot, then, well, no, response is fine. Const data is going to equal await response.json console log JSON. Oh no, data. All right. Let's see. Empty response. Broken server. Love it. Broken servers. Gotta love it. Unexpected that. 3425. Cool. 34? 34? Oh, nice. Server function. Yeah, I love that it actually tells me. Oh. Please, no. Sick. Okay. Choose my file. Select my file, request a signed URL. We get the submit event. I don't know where that's coming from, to be honest. That sends a request. That gives us a response. That sends a payload. It gives a static code of 200. I guess it uploaded. So maybe I can come over here and go to my dashboard of object storage. Hot damn, I think it worked. Okay, I don't love this format. Let's see, we got 28, 4, 28, 21, 19. Got it. That's the file I just uploaded. Sick. I don't love this flow, but can work with it. So I don't think I need any view. Where is? Do I have a console log in here? No. Do I have? Ah, there we go. Console log event. That's it. Get rid of you. Cool. You're gonna complain because move async function to the outer scope. Really? All right. I could do that. I could maybe do that, maybe not. I could do that, maybe not. So what I want here is I need to know what the name of the file is going to be, which right now I'm generating here. And then I'm getting the signed URL back. And then I'm uploading it to that location. So technically with the signed URL, I know where the file is going to exist. I wish I knew the MIME type of that file, but let's start with that. So I need a database. Great, I need a database. What am I gonna use? I might try this remote thing, actually. Started. Let's close that. Let's go notifications. All right, let's try this remote thing. We can currently express remote. Sick. Okay, let's. Oh, this is gonna kill me. This is gonna freaking kill me. All right. Where was I? Let's do you. Let's check out package.json. Okay, npm I Solid.js at 1.6. Okay, resolving this from a root project, not resolved dependency from SolidStart. Okay. Cool. Okay, fine. Let's try this. And if not, we'll restore this back to its rightful place. So outside of that, oh shoot, no, I want to get rid of you. I want to not, no, cancel, abort. Okay, Solid, please. Oh, you're not. What the heck happened there? Cool. Love it. This is my favorite way to spend time. Okay, we'll take this, we'll reset that. We're installing a bunch of dependencies that don't affect anything else. Maybe we can, maybe we'll just reset this, you know? There you go. Dev dependencies, yep. Okay. Nothing else should matter. And nothing is working. Sick. I have no idea how to get past this error at this point. Restore the file. Let's try that. Okay, package.json kind of fixed it. I don't know what the problem was, but thank you, package.json or package lock. Okay, so now you're complaining because you can be moved to the outer scope. You're complaining for God knows what reason. Cannot find module JSX runtime. Okay, cool. That feels great. I guess I can maybe install this as a dev dependency. And then you are running great. Okay. Repository not found. Sick. Sick. Moving on. Moving on. What did I do to deserve this? Okay, let's actually just get the code working, right? Figure this out another time. Okay, we're gonna come up here. We have our thing. We send the file. We get a signed URL back. Then we upload the file there. Then I need to use this remote thing. That's right. And I was going to pull it out of here. Yo! Oh my gosh. Where's everyone coming from? This is a coding garden thing, isn't it? Yep, 149 viewers. Hey, what's up, y'all? Thanks for all the emojis flying all over the screen. Y'all just missed the best part of the stream where I spent like 15 minutes figuring out random package dependency issues. That was a blast. So, what's up, y'all? Yeah, we're gonna move on to the boring stuff where I start dealing with databases and image uploads. So I guess let me catch you up with what I've got so far. Man, so many followers. Thank you. So what we got so far is what I want to do is fussing around with SolidStart as a new thing. Hey, there's another one. Thank you, Maher 1337, Mayor, the mayor of this follow. Love it. But yeah, I'm fussing around with SolidStart, checking it out, and at the same time fussing around with a lot of other technologies, which is the best way to learn a single technology. Trust me. No, it's not. But so we're learning Solid, and then I've got this set up so that I want to eventually have a place where I can upload videos and get transcriptions. And OpenAI has something like that. There's a bunch of other services. I'm kind of trying to roll my own because it's just interesting. So what I need to do is incorporate file uploads into my SolidStart application. And the way that's working right now is with object storage. So the way this is set up is we have a form. You can ignore these red squigglies. They happened today for some reason and there's no solution. But we have a form, and when the form is submitted, we call this onUpload requests or function, which basically takes the event, captures the form data, and then makes a request to the server. And this is kind of one of the new fancy syntaxes that some of these libraries are using, where you denote a server-only function with this $ thing. And I think the way this works is sending an RPC request to an endpoint on the server. So then that endpoint on the server is going to run server-only code over here, where basically I don't even need this form data. Yeah, I don't really need this form data. But we basically generate a random string and then pop that into an object URL location or bucket, and then make a request to get a signed URL. So what a signed URL is object storage location. You want to be able to upload a file there. You can either upload directly to there, or you can request a signed URL, which is basically a password protected URL that, thanks for the follow, guys. Man, it's still coming. That's awesome. So you get this signed URL, and what you can do with it is you can provide that to anyone, and anyone can then go ahead and upload whatever file they want there. So I'm providing a signed URL back from this function. It comes back in this from this server request. I get that signed URL, or I guess I get it here. Yeah, this creates the function, this requests it. And then we take that signed URL and we create a new request that takes the actual form data with the file in it and puts it into that signed URL. So what we get as a result is in my object storage location, I get this file that I uploaded, and it's just got a randomized name. So what I need to do now is I've got files uploading there, and I basically need a place to store them, like store their information, because I want to have a record of it somewhere. So that wasn't enough to learn at once. So now I'm also learning this library called Remult. So let's give that a look. And is uploading to IPFS something that I was considering? That is a really good question. So I used to also, how's the volume for the music? Because it's kind of loud on my end. So IPFS is interesting. It's interplanetary file system, I think. But it's basically, okay, cool. So IPFS is decentralized file storage, as far as I understand. And my only experience with it was from when I used to work in like 2019 at a company that did like some blockchain stuff. And it's really interesting because you can take a file, you can upload it, and that file is going to get stored on this like decentralized file storage location at a specific hash. The hash is generated, I think, based on the file contents. So if you upload that same exact file multiple times, it will actually only exist at that one hash location. So if it's there, it's already there. To answer the question, no, I haven't considered it. It might be something cool. I had issues with the IPFS stuff. I had issues with the blockchain stuff. Like as I work there and learn more about it, you know, people have different opinions on blockchain for whatever reasons. But I just really did not enjoy the actual developer experience of it, or the user experience of it, of like having to pay for transactions, having to wait a long time for transactions. It made front-end development really, really difficult to like build an experience that users would enjoy, because you're basically relying on completely shifting. No, I know IPFS is not blockchain, but I'm just saying like my experience was that. But then IPFS is, because of the decentralized nature, there is sort of an overlap where we would get some things. you get some interactions where you try and upload something and then it's just like not there at some point. And I also don't fully understand well enough the decentralized storage of files and security around that and access around that. I also think that it's impossible to actually delete a file, which I'm not sure how I feel about. Need to check out pinning. All right. But all this to say, it is complicated. I don't know enough about it to feel comfortable using it, which is funny considering every other thing in this application that I'm building is something that I don't know enough about. But at least I know a little bit about object storage, so I can throw some files in there. But yeah, good question. And you know what? If you want to hit me up on Twitter or something, I don't even think I have I have my Twitter information here. Yeah, it's free hosting. There's a number of other free hosting options. Like if you really just want free file hosting, there's services that you can do it that's like traditional hosting and can do it for free. It's free hosting, but then how's that work? Like eventually in the long term, who pays for it, right? Like someone pays for it at some point. But yeah, hit me up on Twitter. Let's like extend this conversation, because I would love to pick your brain and hear more about like how you're using it and how it's working out for you. Right now, though, I want to figure out this library called Remult. So remult.dev. It looks pretty cool. It's pitched to me as like the Ruby on Rails for JavaScript, which the JavaScript ecosystem 1 is missing, and 2 has like 50 libraries that are claiming to be that, so we'll see. But what this thing does is it basically provides CRUD operations for your database models. And the reason why I find it interesting is because not only does it provide type safety on both the back end and the front end, but what do I want to say? The concepts. It kind of covers everything, but the most interesting thing is that it's kind of database agnostic. So, and we're not talking just like relational databases, SQL, SQLite, whatever. It's literally, you can have a JSON file, you can have a MySQL, you could have a JSON file in development, you could have a MySQL database in staging, and you could have, I think, like a Mongo database in production. So their whole concept is building on top of this idea of abstractions. You create one controller entity that is your database facade or interface or API layer or whatever, and then it takes care of talking to whatever adapter it needs to for the actual where the data is stored. And what I like about that is, yeah, if I want to use JSON in development mode, I can do that, or in testing, and that could be super fast. And then if I want to throw, my data into a Postgres database on production, I can do that. So I was going to go with SQLite, but I want to give this a try. And we shall see. So I'm looking at this code base. I got the package. I need to look at the source. I need to look at the source. I need to look at this database thing. Task.json. That's their current data store. They've got shared, server, and app. And this is how we actually use it. Something like that, something like that. The server's using Express. Express app, don't need that. Okay. Hold up. Server index, here we go, API. So this is where it's being used. This is an Express application, and it looks like it's going to actually handle so it actually handles the route creation for you, which is not actually what I want. So I'm going to simplify this. I'm going to stick with SQLite for the moment, and maybe Connects or Prisma. Let's go with Prisma. Prisma.io. Cool. Quick start. Make dir, don't need that. npm install. Don't need that. npm install Prisma. Cool. And npx Prisma init. Data source SQLite. Awesome. So what I need to do is create some sort of data store so that when I store files in Linode or Akamai, I can actually remember that, or my application can remember that and have access to it later. So I'm gonna have to create this file. There's Prisma. There's my schema. Cool. We're gonna start with a model. SQLite, env is database URL. All right, let me make sure that I got that somewhere. Actually, I might leave that. We'll let that complain at me if I need to. We're not going to do we're not going to do relationships yet. I don't want auto increment. I want what does Prisma support? We'll stick with auto increment for now. Let's work with the file stuff. What I want is information about this file. So I would love to know the file size. I think right now I'm just gonna get the URL. So let's call this file, and let's go with location. It's going to be a string. And I think that's it. Yeah. And that needs an E at the end. There we go. File location. Cool. Next thing in Prisma. We already knitted. We touched the script. We need a Prisma client. Cool. That should be good. And I should be able to go from there. Oh, dang. Double raids today. Oh, and Stoney's bringing them in. What's up, Stoney? Thanks for the raid. AOA underscore. I'm gonna stick with that as the proper pronunciation. How was the stream? What were you guys working on today? What do I have copied here? I need to create a database. Let's go source, routes, services. There we go. In here, db.js. Howdy do. Howdy do is indeed. Howdy do to you too. Howdy do is we're doing some Prisma stuff. We're uploading files to S3 so that eventually what I want to do is transcribe them with OpenAI. Spent 4 hours defining a dark mode for checkbox. Checkbox like the HTML checkbox? I feel like we're downplaying a little bit what exactly you spent 4 hours on, if I'm honest. Okay, we got database stuff. We're gonna do the database here. We're gonna export default. Let's get this in alphabetical order. Cron, ABCD, D, default. As DB from DB.js, cool. Close you. I don't think I actually need you. Basic checkbox. Struggling with CSS relatable. Yeah, struggling with CSS is the most relatable content. You're just a designer. It's all in Figma. Okay. That's actually a lot more difficult in my opinion. Okay. New Prisma client. File name should be. Don't tell me what I should name my files. That should be my Prisma client. I think what I'm going to do is export default this. Export default new Prisma. That should be my database. And then from services, let's go services. slash index.js. Let's grab that database, DB. And okay, we've got our file uploads, we've got the requests, signed URL. And so far what we've got is we're uploading files with a signed URL to Linode object storage. And so the next thing I want to do is db.something, right? db, I forget how Prisma works, dang it. Function name Prisma client. That's what I'm trying to do. db dot file. No. All right. Why is this not giving me the type definitions? Oh, freaking! I hate when it does that. No, don't do that. Ignore, disable. Yeah, AAOA. Let's do this. Let's see. Have I heard of UIZerd? No, I have not. AAOA. I wonder if I still have this working. I do. Should be doing something cool. AOA. That's so much better. So, UIZerd. Wizard. How does that... Oh, powered by AI. Interesting. Oh, man, the AI stuff is such a pendulum swing between, oh my gosh, this is going to revolutionize everything, to like, oh my gosh, this is going to take so many jobs, which I don't think it actually is. But then also like, oh my gosh, AI is so boring. Unlimited free viewers, 2 projects, 10 templates. That ain't bad. I might have to give this a little bookmark over here and check it out at some point. But yeah, I'm curious about this dark mode checkbox thing. Damn, that's a cute shout out. Well, I can't take too much credit for it, to be honest. I think that came from Pixel Chat, something like that. Yeah, I have like a shout out overlay. Shout out to this thing. It also handles my chat there in the side, which I think is working, right? Like if I say test, should be hopefully. Dang, my chat got killed. What? Well, maybe don't follow Pixel Chat then. Come on, Pixel Chat. What's up with this? Hello? Oh, there it is. Why isn't it showing up on why isn't it showing up on my thing? Did I have the wrong thing? No. I don't know. Well, that's a shame. There's supposed to be a big old chat thing going on, like up there from what you guys can see, but whatever. Are you sure there's not? Am I sure there's not a chat going on? It feels like, oh no, there it is. Yeah, all right. Okay, I'm just not seeing it. You know what I think the problem is Pixel Chat overlay. I think I have the stuff, the text disappearing too fast. Yeah, fade in, fade out time. 60 seconds, 0 to 60. Oh no, that's the animation. How long do they stay? Fade out messages. There you go. We just don't fade them out. All right, that should fix it. Now, Prisma client, let's get you fixed because you have not been kind to me. I want Prisma. I need, that's right. I need to actually generate. Okay, cool. Got the Prisma created. You can open it in a favorite editor. Database URL and env file. If your database has no tables, read that. Prisma generate. That's it. npx Prisma generate. Okay, cool. All right, so we got Prisma going. I should have a database now, and DB should have access to something. DB dot, no. Still not. Oh, that's frustrating. That was working at some point. But that's okay. We're gonna keep going. I'm just gonna have to do this without TypeScript. We're gonna do, okay, find many, sure. Const files equals await, find many. Once we have the data, I need to actually store the data in the database once it's there. So I need to insert one. I need to create one. Right. Which means we need something like create. That's gonna need the data, which I think needs to be like this. Man, Stony, what's going on? How am I supposed to do Prisma stuff without TypeScript? How embarrassing is that too? Okay, let's go Prisma schema. I wonder if maybe because this isn't working, let's try this. I'm gonna do, instead of a database URL, I'm actually just gonna put this in like /dev.db. We're gonna try that. And let's try generating this one more time. Unless you want to be adding your type comments everywhere. Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. I need it to do it for me. Ooh, that is such a crippling feeling of inadequacy to be so heavily dependent on TypeScript that I don't feel comfortable coding without it. Okay, so I need to try creating a file with a location where the location right now is just going to be test because I just want to get this working. File, and then files is going to be that find many. I don't think we need the actual file. Cipher Enigma. That is a great name. Cipher Enigma. Thanks for the follow. We're gonna try putting the signed URL. I'm actually gonna put the location as the signed URL. Eventually that's gonna hold on to more information than I need, but at least I'll get that. And then I basically want to grab this files and say, if we get this right, we should read something from the database. I don't expect to get it right the first time though. In fact, Prisma client is unable to run in the browser. Sick. That's right. That's right. That makes sense. That is okay. This needs to be pulled into its own RPC function, which is going to be similar to what we did here with the server thing. const get files, get db files equals server, get that $, and then we're gonna call this I don't know, get db files. Sure, throw that up here. Async function, yeah. Get db files, doesn't need any parameters at the moment. Okay, we need to create the thing in the database, so we're gonna do that over here. When we actually man, all right, so here's the issue. How many people here have worked with signed URLs and object storage? Raise your hand, because I'm not going to be able to see you anyway. So the way that this flow works right now is, can't even show you that crap. All right, that's sure, why not? That's fine. Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me. Okay, cool. Freaking, don't use Solid.js. Okay, so signed URLs is an interesting flow because, can I do this with like showing off? Yes, I can do this with this and this. And I wish I had a photo of my dog around here, which I'm embarrassed to say I don't. All right, and this. I don't know. Yes, this will work. This is going to be my object storage location. This is where my files get uploaded to. This is my server, or my application, or no, this is the client. This is the user, right? Because it's a device. And then I am the server location, right? Files live here. Server runs on me. User is using the device. So signed URLs are basic, or the challenge that I have is I want user to be able to upload the file to my file storage location. The reason why we're using object storage is because it's cheaper and it's better for like distributed systems. So I want user to be able to upload file to that location. One approach is user makes a request to server, beep, 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 right? Server gets the file, like containing the file. User sends the file to the server gets the file. Server talks directly to object storage location and uploads the file. The reason we need that sort of information is because you don't want to let any user upload directly to object storage. Otherwise, you end up with a system where anyone can abuse your storage, upload a bunch of stuff that shouldn't be there, maybe put malware in there, and eat up a lot of your storage, right? So you don't want to allow for a user to upload directly there regardless. So what you do is you say, well, I have a proxy. I, as a server, work as a proxy. User can send the file to me. I can make sure the file looks good. And if it's something that I'm ready to use, I can say, cool, let's put it there. And then now that I have it, I can, make a reference to it in the database or whatever. Fine. Problem with this approach is if you take the file, you send it to the server, and then the server uploads to object storage, you're basically paying for that file's data transfer, or the bandwidth for that file twice. Because the user sends it to me, that's ingress, yeah, bandwidth, exactly. That's ingress of the file coming to me, and then egress of the file going out of the server to the object storage location. That also puts extra load on the server, which means I got to do more work because now I'm dealing with this file. Thank you for the follow. And dealing with this, and yeah, puts more load on the server, which means there's a little bit less that I can handle at a time. And there's still benefits, like there's a ways to do that. I did a video on how you can do that, where you basically stream the data through. And if you need to have access to the file, let's say you want to scan it for malware, well, I wouldn't do that on per request, but there might be reasons you need it. You can only use the client if you trust the client, which you can never. Yeah. Okay, so the way that this signed URL situation works is, well, what if we don't want to pay for the bandwidth and we just want to allow users to upload directly there so that we keep some of the work off of the server as well? We can do that, and the way that works is now user put the file away for a second. What user can do is, or client can initiate a request to upload a file. So instead of sending the file on the initial request, they can like say, knock knock, can I get a file? Can I upload a file, please? So they'll make the request to the server. Server says, okay, I've got the credentials to talk to my object storage. I'm gonna talk to my object storage and say, hey, can you give me a URL where I wanna put a file? I wanna allow someone to put a file. And what the object storage provider will do is give us what's called a signed URL. So I get the URL where the file will ultimately exist, along with a bunch of like query string parameters. And let me show what this looks like in the code. So yeah, what happens is, user makes a request to upload a file, right? This happens on a form submission. So when the form gets submitted, request to upload the file. We grab the file information, or we grab the form information, and then we make a request to the server to get a signed URL. So what the signed URL request will do is it will generate a random file name. It will prepare the request to get the signed URL. It will make the signed URL request to the object storage location. And very important is it will assign or provide some sort of expiration information detail. So I say, hey, signed object storage location. I'm gonna send you a file in a moment, but I need you to tell me, where it's gonna go, or I can tell you where I want to put it. Wink, wink. Never mind. Inappropriate. Too many people on the stream that are not used to that sense of humor. So I say object storage location. I'm going to upload a file in a moment. I need an authorized URL that I can give to anyone, and anyone that has this URL will be able to upload a file there, and we set an expiration time. So I only want people to be able to upload there for a certain amount of time, but once they have that URL, they can put a file in that specific location. Cool. Object storage provider comes back, gives me the signed URL, it's all authenticated, whatever. I get that back here. Once I have that back, then I can make, let's see, what's it? Yeah, you gotta eat the cost. Yeah, I'm testing this out. I like the paying for bandwidth and just streaming it through, but I'm giving this option a try. So now, client makes a request to me, I get the signed URL, I give back to the client. Now the client can say, oh, I have this file, I can go directly to that object storage location because it's got a signed URL, it's authenticated, it's like pseudo authenticated, and it's only valid for a limited amount of time. So they upload directly. That's what I'm working with right now. Seems like a decent system. And now the problem is, I'm putting files in, they're using randomly generated file names, just random strings. And now I need to have access to those. So at the moment, the challenge that I'm dealing with is, when do I insert, let's go back to this example. At what point do I insert that information into the database? User makes a request. The server generates a random string for that file name. The server at this point decides where that file is going to exist. And I tell the object storage location, I want to put a file here. The file doesn't exist yet. The object storage location is going to give me back the signed URL. I could store that information in the database right now as a temporary placeholder. Or I could wait until after the image is actually uploaded to that location. Moment of first byte uploaded from the client. Yeah, so it's either before the image is before the image, like when you request the signed URL, or after the image is uploaded. And they both have their downsides. If you do it at the point that you request the signed URL, that may not actually be so bad, because the worst case scenario is the client then doesn't end up using that signed URL, and then you just have an object storage location with nothing in it, and you have an entry in the database with no file there. That might be a way to work, because eventually you get some metadata. You could put the metadata of the file in the database such that it knows how big that file is, what the file size is. And then if you have any entries in the database that have no file size, then you can say, well, we know over time those are the ones that didn't get a file. Or you do it after the user uploads something, and at the point that they upload something, you don't have to make 2 writes to the database. You can do it all at once, because you have the file information and you know it's in the object storage location. So let's maybe go for that one. When something is uploaded makes more sense. Yeah, so after it's been uploaded. Cool. The thing I don't love about that approach is you are relying on the client to tell you the information of the file that's been uploaded. And if you don't want to do that, then you could just say, man, that sucks too. Oh, hey, umbilical palca, I think we're good, but I appreciate that. I know. Well, maybe it's not, you know? And even so, the bots are coming for us, so I gotta be friendly. So during the such spam, much wow, yeah. I'm gonna be on the bot's side so that when they come, you know, I can just be one of their, like, maybe they'll use my body as a vehicle to do like cool stuff, instead of all of you suckers that are talking trash about the bots, and they're going to use your bodies to do vehicles of embarrassing things, you know? Oh, Web Dev Journey! What's going on? It's been a long time. We're just talking about how the bots are going to take over our bodies and do either cool stuff for me or embarrassing things for all the bot haters out there. Okay, so we get the database files. You needed a purpose in life. Yeah. That's the cool stuff that we can look forward to. All right. Okay, so problem with waiting until the file is uploaded is, remember that this is the client that can do whatever they want, right? So they can send the file, and of course they're going to send whatever file to upload to the service, and that's kind of okay. That's what you open yourself up to with this signed URLs approach. In theory, it's that's pretty much true. And so if you're relying on the client to then upload the file, and then you need to know that file information, there's kind of 2 options. You ask the client to tell you what the file is, or you kind of ask the client to tell you where the signed URL. With the signed URL, you can kind of then go after it's been uploaded and grab the information. And yeah, I don't know if that's going to do it for me. I don't know if that's going to do it. I think we're going to do it at the creation of the signed URL. That's what we're going to do. Okay, cool. Do I have that in the clipboard still? I do. Solid. Freaking solid. Okay, so we get a signed URL. We add the information to the database. We probably don't need to do both of those. We can say Signed URL is going to equal await promise.all, pass that in as an array, comma, put that sucker in the database, close that. Got it? Something like that. And that's not going to work because that's going to give me the signed URL. All right, so for the time being, I don't actually need the signed URL in the location. I'm going to know where that's going to go at some point. So we're going to just store the location there for the moment. Signed URL gets passed there at the end. Okay, that stores the thing in the database. This, of course, assumes that our database is connected at the moment. So DB file. Okay, it looks like the database stuff is maybe starting to work now. There you go. Cool. Find many. Thank you. Get database files. Sure, we'll have that for the moment. Okay, and then here we're going to say const files is going to equal await get database files. Something like that. This is complaining implicitly as type any. Used before it was blah blah blah. Okay. Man, this request. You know what? I'm gonna start. I might start doing this thing. Let's do server code. Server code ends with a $sign. I don't know how I feel about that, but let's say get signed URL. Get signed URL ends with a $sign. That's how you kind of, by practice, know that it's server-side code. In addition to, up here you can say, oh, this is server-side code because it ends with a fancy S for server. All right, let's see how this works. Okay, that's fine. This can just return. Let's console. No, we're gonna get that in a moment. Let's do return files. Thank you. All right, let's try this. So remember how we talked about the signed URL flow? We're gonna look at my beautiful face. I'm gonna select a file. I'm gonna request a signed URL, and it's gonna fail. DB URL must start with the protocol file. Okay. Interesting. Really? Even though it's SQLite? All right. Okay. I think with that done, we have to do another Prisma generate. Could be wrong. And with that, I should have a DB file in here somewhere. Shouldn't I? Shouldn't I have a DB file like right there? Let's see. SQLite, please. Start there. Okay, that's running. This is going. Oh, hi, Owen Codes. Thanks for the wave. We're going to choose a file. We are going to upload, select that file, request a signed URL. Once again, it's going to fail because I'm a terrible developer. Main.file does not exist in the current database. Main.file does not exist in the current database. Okay, we did that. Source providers. command. I guess I didn't do this part. I think I did do that part. Oh, I hope I didn't just blow it away. Okay, cool. Okay, no, it's there. Great. We have the dev.db thing. Migrate. My greatest error is migrate, missing migrate. Okay, Prisma migrate dev name init, sure. Make it piss. Make it pies. Make it pies. Thank you. I really hope it's. I mean, I'm just gonna get it wrong at some point. It's fine. Okay, let's pick that. Let's pick that. Let's pick that. Booyah. Okay, so we get the 2 requests. We get the first request that requests a signed URL. We get the response, which we see is an object containing this signed URL. And, you know, I'm going to go ahead and show off what's going on here. And I want the preview. Yeah, I think I can do that. We don't need that much room. So that signed URL I was talking about, we can see this is my bucket name, this is my location, this is the service provider I'm using, and then I am providing a folder, which you may or may not do. I'm calling it opappy. Oh, son of a gun. And I provided the file name, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. And then it's going to provide me with this like question mark with all of this other stuff, which is inside payload. There's my credentials, the location, a bunch of information, all of this stuff. Basically, the next request is using all of that stuff the next request being this one, where it's using all of that stuff to send that information. And yeah, we can see that although, although I am making that request here, it's a put request. I'm sending the form data information. I am sending that information to a signed URL, which is the signed URL I got back. Are you charged for URL generation? I don't think so. I think object storage generally just charges for disk use and transfer. And I know that Akamai Cloud Computing Services, it's $5 for 250 gigabytes of disk for the lowest tier, and a terabyte of transfer, I think. Pies. It is pies. But I landed on pies. Make it pies. Yeah. Felt pretty good about that one. I'm sorry for the mispronunciation earlier. Makes me think of Life of Pi. Okay, so we've got that, and then we should have something, hopefully. We don't have anything for the next part. The next part was we get that we're not running this part, which is annoying. I don't know who LTT is. And I would say Akamai is funny. So that's the oh, look, the red squiggles got fixed somehow. Magically. That's great. So I mean, full disclosure, I work for Akamai. And I think that the pricing is, I mean, the majority of, so Akamai acquired Linode last year. So Akamai before that was, what was that? Oh, Linus Tech Tips, yeah. Yeah, no, I know Linus Tech Tips. I just never hear it as LTT. But yeah, basically Akamai acquired Linode last year, and prior to that, Akamai had positioned itself as like the oldest, most established CDN in the world, and pretty much worked almost exclusively with like enterprise level customers. So as a result, yeah, it's kind of on the pricier end. After acquiring Linode, Linode was a company that mostly targeted like, I don't want to say hobbyists or like startups or whatever, but they had some very, very generous pricing for entry-level projects and could accommodate, you know, scale up or whatever. So now Akamai currently is in a position where it kind of has services that are attractive to both ends of the spectrum. But yeah, as far as the pricing thing, I think probably LTT was talking about the CDN, which is going to be on the more expensive side compared to some of the other providers. But it's also like it's also a matter of scale thing. Like when you get to enterprise level scale, you see more companies shift towards Akamai because that ends up being less expensive. Maybe, I don't know, maybe for downtime. You know, it's one of those things that like 300 milliseconds doesn't matter until it starts to matter, or 300 milliseconds is not expensive until it starts to be expensive. So I don't know, but that's what I use because I get to use object storage for free. So that's as cheap as I can get. Okay, next thing, intermediate. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Is it feed the bid or is it another make it pies sort of thing where it's feed the bides? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm lucky for a lot of reasons. I'm lucky for you being here, so you know. And I'm lucky for Geromo's follows. So yeah, counting my blessings here. But what I want to get to is still a little bit of code. Try and get this figured out. I want to at least get stuff written. I want to get files stored into object storage location and saved to the database so I know how to access them later on. Just the bids. But that doesn't answer my question because it could be bides. But I guess I would have an E at the end. But pies didn't. So feed the bide. Feed the bids. I don't know. Okay, files in the database. We are awaiting this response. We get the file uploaded. We can confirm that the file was uploaded by seeing object storage location, same file, different location. Financial bides. Got it. Very clear now. I understand. Or do I? I don't know. You tell me. But that's sending the upload request. That's getting uploaded. And then we are not getting the files here. So console log WTF, mate. And oops. And why not again? Okay, console. See this. Select my file. There we go. Signed URL. Upload request. Signed URL. Upload request. And nothing. Nothing. I didn't even spell that right. Come on. Dummy. Okay. Const data equals wait data. And I'm sure that there's people out there that know how to do debug statements, but you know, debug statements can, man, I feel so much less free to say things when there's a lot of people watching. Inappropriate things. I still say inappropriate things. What's going on? We're not making the other server request here. We get this far. We do not get this far. Network here, response, nothing to preview. 200 okay, that's probably, maybe there's an error being swallowed up and this isn't just not, there's no JSON there. Okay. Yeah. Let's try that. I'm gonna send so many files up there. Hey, there we go. It was a JSON issue. Cool. Files in the database. Look at that. We got files in the database. We got a lot of things cussing at me too. All right, I shouldn't put. That's what happens is I get these passive aggressive console logs and then it looks like the logs are yelling at me. Thank you, Make It Pies. Yes, we have the things in the database. Which is great. And now there's one more sort of architectural sort of decision is a lot of this information or a lot of this flow is built on a request response cycle. And unfortunately, that's not going to fly for a lot of the work that I need to do because request response, one, depends on the client and two, depends on timing. Like it has to happen quickly. You have to respond quickly. Yeah, but there's a lot of work that I need done on the back end or on the back side. It's a lot of work I need done on the back side. Nice. No, in the background. A lot of work I need done in the background that takes too long to happen within a request response cycle. And part of those things are things like malware scanning, let's say. Like I can't trust the client. They might upload some really bad stuff. So I want to be able to do, let's say, malware scanning. Well, object storage locations just don't, to my knowledge, provide malware scanning. So what I want is I have this cron thing. Set up where you can instantiate a cron job. And I think what I want to do is essentially have a cron job that goes to the database, grabs the files that have not yet been scanned, and do something with them. So in this case, what we might do is, I don't know. I basically want to get this. I want to get this file upload information. See, this is the thing. This is a much better. This is a much more cost-effective system for dealing with file uploads. Is the signed URL thing. But I want to have the metadata of that file, and if I want to do that, I have to download it onto my server anyway. Signed URL. Can I get metadata information from S3? That's a good question. Okay. Let's see. S3 get file get object metadata. Sick. Oh, you should be able to get meta with S3. Look at that. Hey, Web Dev Journey. Thanks for hanging out. Glad that I got to see your name. It's been a long time. And AOA, I think I missed you, but, you know, sweet dreams. Sleep tight. Don't let the software bugs bite. So, get software. Okay, let's see. Oh shoot, speaking of which, I think this is my time to jam. I think we're gonna cut it there because I'm not gonna have time to get the metadata flow, but I think the flow is going to do this, is after... Yeah. After the... We're not going to do the get files. Get files, this part's not useful. But after we do this fetch, this upload, I'm going to see, upload the file. Let me do this. Request a signed URL to upload files to. Upload the file, and then I want to, once it's complete, say ping db to fetch file meta. Yeah, that might be all right. So that what I'm thinking here is stream transparency is just reasonable. Okay, yeah. I think the only concern I have with this is, speaking from experience, I know that some of the metadata information, you have to actually write the information when you make the upload. So for example, I can get information on the file size, the last modified information, the access control information, and the location. But it would be really nice to know the file type. And unfortunately, I don't have that information. I could maybe set that up when I make the signed URL. So essentially, to know the file type, it would be great to know the MIME type, to know, like, if I'm uploading an image, I want to say that it's a JPEG, if I want, or a PNG or whatever. That data, I think, has to happen here on the content type, right? But for me to know the content type, I need to have access to the file. And when I make the request to the signed URL, I'm not actually dealing with the file. I'm just asking for a signed URL. So what I could do is potentially, when the form is submitted, grab the file details from the form, send that information. I do have the form data. I am sending the form data. Okay, give me 1 second. Get signed URL. Let's try this. Console log. No. Let's console log form data. Let's try that and just see what we've got here. That should be a server-side code, right? So we do that, we hit the signed URL, we get the server-side code down here, which is actual form data information and has the file. Okay, make it pies. I think, I think I owe it to you. I think you're my rubber ducky here. So file name, I still want to generate a random file name for security reasons. It is a good practice, but I could grab the file name extension, maybe. Let's say const file is going to equal form data dot get. This is going to need some to do validate form data. Basically want to ensure that we have a file and it's a type of file, but then we're going to get the file, right? That's the data that I'm sending. Where'd it go? Yep, name is file, cool. We're going to get the file type. We're going to see what information I have on that. That should be a type of file. So type file, and I should have file dot, what do I have on a file? Name, size, that's good. And type, let's see what I actually have in the runtime. This should be a type of MOV. Assign URL. Go to the server. We get type video QuickTime. Perfect. That's still technically information that could be falsified. Bull Nowak, thanks for the follow. This is still information that could be falsified, so we can't necessarily trust it, but this is really important information just for how the user experience works, because once you have the file, the content type, the browser is going to treat it differently. If you don't set a content type, I think the default value is an octet stream. And if you, let's say, upload an image with no content type and then try to download that and put it in your application in like an image tag as part of the href or the source image source attribute, the browser's not going to know how to render it because it doesn't know that it's an image. I haven't actually tested that. That may not be true. Maybe if you just use a URL, it'll assume it's an image. But if you try and go to that URL, let's prove this. Let's do content type is going to be file.type. Let's get rid of you. I think I can. That's going to be safe for now. Sure. Let's upload this same file. Post that. We should get something back. There's my signed URL. Preview. No, that's my signed URL. That's where the file is going to actually exist. Last modified. Oh, these are in alphabetical order, not by date modified. That's annoying. But anyway, so if I do this guy and I open this in a different tab, the browser doesn't know what to do with it, despite the fact that it's a video file, right? But if I have this one, and I hope I don't look like an idiot, and I kind of look like an idiot. Ha, hold on. That was not because the browser doesn't know what to do with it. No, that was because the browser doesn't know what to do with it. What the heck? This is an access denied information. This should have public read. Okay, you're the one that's available. Close you, find you. You're the one that should be available. What the heck? All right, well, that's fine. I thought that was a public read. Let's try this one more time. Public read, save. Cool. Close you. So let's try this out. This is the file that does not have the content type set. And what happens was it ends up downloading because the browser thinks it's an octet stream. So it just opens the file. The browser doesn't know how to handle that content type or undefined content type, so it downloads it. This one is also downloaded, so I just look like a dummy, and that's fine. All right. Well, that's annoying. Is that really true? Come on. Make me look like an idiot. I promise I've done this for a while. I promise I'm not terrible at this. I'm okay. I'm okay at this stuff. I think with JPEGs it would work. You know what? And actually I can probably test that with the JPEG. So let's go with, do I have embarrassing photos? I hope not. Let's not do screenshots. That could be damning. Let's go with downloads. I don't have any embarrassing. Oh, dang it. Okay. Okay, hold on. One thing I gotta fix. That. Okay, now we can go to downloads, and I have some everything here. Is there a JPEG in here? Oh, really don't know what these JPEGs are, but hope they're okay. Okay, we do the upload. Sounds good. We get the file itself. There we go. And we're not doing the public read because I did that wrong somehow. So where's this file? There it is. Modify you. Shouldn't be private, should be public. I'll come back to that. And it's not downloading anyway. All right, well, I'm doing something wrong. I'm gonna figure it out. Maybe I know what the problem is. It might be that I am sending the information. I'm sending the correct information for the signed URL, but that is only relevant when you actually upload the file. So ACL, which is the access control, may not actually work in a signed URL. Same with content type. And it might be that the content type and the content type and the ACL information has to be sent when I actually upload the file, which is here. I don't know. I'll have to figure that part out, but that's going to be on another stream. So thanks y'all for hanging out. Hopefully you learned something. And this should be cleaned up a bit more by next time because it's a mess right now. But it's fun. Solid's cool. Commit. Yeah. Problem is I have a whole bunch of trash in here. All right, let's commit it. Let's do you. We'll do you and you. Dev.db, we don't need to. Prisma. Migrate lock. Migrations, yes. Server. Yeah, you are not going to be migrated here. There you go. Get rid of you. Root. All right. Well, I'm going to push this up. If you guys want, who am I going to raid? All right, Stony, you're on raid decision because there's actually no one on because it's a Friday afternoon and it's the weekend, y'all. Ooh. All right. Annie Askey? I like that. What are they working on? Try hack me. Shoot. All right. Let's do it. All right. Let's do raid. Annie Askey. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the questions. And Make It Pies. It was you that was asking about the what's it called? IPFS, right? Let's call her Annie Anzi. Yeah, let's connect and let's talk more about that. If you've done it, I'd be curious because I don't remember it being super difficult to use, but it was inconsistent and it was too inconsistent for my needs. Twitter's perfect. All right, cool. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. I will be back on next week and hopefully have figured some of this stuff out and can talk at some level of. Can't even talk about it right now, but some level of coherence next time. All right, let's do this raid.